Hello, thank you for stopping by. I am so glad you're here. In this video, we are going to be unboxing this Serger. This is a Bruxel Sienna multifunction overlock sewing machine. It says 434, 535 series. This was made by a company called Lumina, and I will put information and a link to the product in the description down below. You can buy this directly from the company website for, I think, $159. Let's take a look at this. Side here. I just got some views of it. It says model Sienna, check. I guess there's a BL5 535D that is not checked off. I think they have a different version that has differential feed. I don't think this version does have the differential feed. It says 110 to 127 volts. That one's checked. And I guess the other version they have is 220 to 240 volts. Spinning it around more, and it's just the same thing repeated on the sides. Nothing printed on the bottom, and the top is just shipping information, and then it just repeats the name. So if you watched my video where I unboxed the vintage baby lock, you'll know sort of what happened and why I'm getting this. But I'm hoping this works out well, so let's take a look in. Okay. Starting off with the little just note, please read instruction fully before starting assembly. Let's see. Got the foot pedal first of all. It's a like a plasticky electronic foot pedal, not the old mechanical style. Very strange looking plug. We'll take a closer look at that in a second here. Then we're going to a little accessories kit. So it looks like we've got the faceplate here. We'll go through this accessories kit. Let's see. Thread stand. It's a 4-thread telescoping thread stand. Cool, cool, cool. All right, this should lift out. It's not lifting out. What is this styrofoam attached to? I don't know why the styrofoam's not coming out. I don't want to rip the box apart. Okay, try sliding it out. Well, this is fun. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. The cat has no idea what's going on. Here we go. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Okay, nothing left in the box except a weird little divot of styrofoam. All right, kitty, this box is for you now. See if I can get this off now. There we go. All right, here we go. Oh yeah. So the faceplate is plastic. Side plate here is plastic. Top plate's metal, like the body of it. And it is very similar to the vintage baby lock that I unboxed. Oh, it's heavier though. Oof. Let's see. So it doesn't look like it comes with a vinyl cover or anything like a lot of newer Sergers do. I think we can get better focused on this. There we go. Hopefully you can see that better. It's got little suction cup feet that work. How do you lift? Lift the presser like that. All right, so it is threaded. So this is exactly the same setup that I had, or that the vintage Baby Lock had. Pretty standard serger setup, but it's much more like the older, like original model sergers, more than the like newer, than the newer sergers with all the bells and whistles. So I will set this up and start testing it here. But let's look at the accessories. Let's see if I can zoom you back out a little bit so you can watch the cat who's discovered the box. Okay, taking a look at the foot pedal. Yeah, just the standard modern style electronic foot pedal. Plugs in on the back side here. I wonder if I can, I don't know if you can even see. I'm going to try to get you to see what a weird looking plug that is. Okay, that's the foot pedal. Thread stand. So it's going to screw onto the back here. I just got to find the screws. Excuse me, kitty. And then the accessory pack. So package and accessories seem to be very, very minimal, but this is, you know, a budget-friendly serger. So it's very much a no-frills machine, which is what I was looking for when I got it. So let's see what all we got. I got the little cone holders for the serger thread. Oh, kind of a nice little brush there. Extra needles, a little wrench, another long pair of tweezers, tiny hex wrench, bigger hex Allen wrench. Okay, this is weird. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 5 different sizes of little hex wrenches here, and then one of them has a Phillips screwdriver end to it. These look important. These are probably what attaches the thread holder, the thread stand, onto the machine. I ought not lose them. A couple of replacement knives. 2 little replacement knives. A mysterious spring. I don't know what that's for, but I don't want to lose it. And then a replacement faceplate. I don't know what the difference is. I'm guessing this is probably if you want to switch to an over edging instead of the serging. I don't know. All right, and there was really no manual to speak of other than this tiny little pamphlet. So hopefully there's like an online manual I can find, because I don't see like. There's no manual with like a thread guide or anything like that. So when it's no frills, it's definitely no frills. So I'll get this set up and then come back and test it. Okay, I've got this threaded and I've tested it a little bit. I just used the threading method where you tie off the new thread onto the old thread and just feed it through. Easy peasy. There are little like thread guides, like little stickers on various spots on the machine. That sort of help you figure out how to thread it. It takes HA1 needles. I did figure out how to change the stitch length. I was able to get a manual for this from the company's website. It's a no-frills machine, so to change the stitch length, there's a little bolt right here that you just sort of loosen up. Hold the hand wheel and you can loosen or tighten this easily. When it's loose, there's another little wheel behind it that you can maneuver around to set to the stitch lengths you want. And then you tighten the set screw back. while you're holding the hand wheel. So changing the stitch length isn't as easy as some of the fancier machines, but it's still not that difficult. Excuse me, kitty. So I have only tested this on woven fabric so far, but let me show you how that worked. This machine does not have differential feed. So what that means is you have the feed dogs here at the bottom, and they're what feed the fabric through. For sergers with differential feed, they will have two separate sets of feed dogs, and those two feed dogs can move at different speeds, and that allows the machine to stretch the fabric out a little bit. So if it's a knit fabric, it stretches it flat and helps so to prevent puckering. Without the differential feed, you might get some puckering on the fabric, the knit fabrics. It wasn't a big deal to me to get the differential feed because I only ever use a serger for finishing edges. I still go through and construct my knit garments with using stretch stitches on the machine, and then I will serge off the edges. So I don't use the serger for construction, so I wasn't worried about getting the differential feed. You know, for an entry-level machine, this has a great price point, and what I've been seeing from it so far is that it's a great machine. I would say it outperforms my Brother 1034D. It doesn't have as many options, but I never used any of the options on that one. So just showing it serging some woven fabric here. So you do have a little bit of speed control on it. The pedal isn't super sensitive in the very low end, but you can get a little bit of speed control on it. It's not impossible. So I'm thinking it's doing a pretty good job chaining off just to begin with. So I want to test this on knits. I haven't tested it on a knit fabric yet, and I didn't have any like knit scraps laying around, and I didn't have any new knit fabric that I wanted to sacrifice any of it of. So I'm going to take this old sweater I made a couple of years ago, and I wore this to surgery, and I completely stretched the neck out so much that it's not usable. So I'm going to sacrifice it for this. And let's see how this goes. This is a very loose woven 4-way stretch knit. See what this looks like. I'm just going to try starting from heavier fabric and going through it and seeing what that does. All right, and there is one more seam here where it gets thick. Go away, scrap. So it can handle this thicker part just fine, really. All right, that's it. The Bruxel Sienna 4-thread overlocker. I think this is a very good value. So it just does a really good job. The threading wasn't any more complicated than threading my Brother 1034D, and it's actually it's very simple, easy to use. It's not fussy at all. I've broken 2 of the different thread strands and had to rethread them individually, and it still just started chaining off as soon as I rethreaded them. So I didn't have to completely unthread everything and then rethread it just because one of the threads broke. And I think with my Brother 1034D, I often would have to do that. That may just be user error, but for whatever reason, I wasn't making the same error with this. It just worked. So it definitely doesn't have all the features of the more expensive sergers, but it seems to be a very well-made machine, good quality. It serges great. It just works. Changing the stitch length is a little bit of a process. It's not hard. It's just kind of fidgety, but I don't plan on changing the stitch length. and it doesn't have a differential feed, but I'm fine with that. I'm really surprised by what a good value it is. I'm very, very happy with it. And I just like the look of it. It doesn't have as much of like a bubbly plastic look as a lot of other Sergers do. So I am planning on getting some use out of this in the near future. I'm going to make a hoodie, so I will feature it a little bit in that video. But until then, I'm very happy with this purchase. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the future.